Rodney Brown. Hey, Rodney Brown.
Rodney Brown, I'm Charlie Beck, the LAPD chief, and I want Me TV. Rodney Brown, I'm Charlie Beck, the LAPD chief, and I want Me TV. Charlie Beck.
Rodney Brown. Me TV. Rodney Brown.
How to make things happen.
Rodney Brown. I want Me TV now.
Rodney Brown, I'm Charlie Beck. Rodney Brown, I'm Charlie Beck.
It's all about Me TV. You know what, Rodney Brown? I want Michael Costello Me TV.
Rodney Brown, I'm Charlie Beck, the LAPD chief, and I want Me TV. There you go.
Rodney Brown.
I want Me TV. Rodney Brown.
And you
Want it.
Hey, it's Becky Tanos. From Real Housewives of Orange County. I'm with Rodney Brown. I want Me TV. Rodney Housewives of Orange County. I'm with Rodney Brown. I want Me TV.
Rodney Brown, I'm Charlie Beck.
I'm Bobby Weir, and I want Me TV.
It was going to be real smooth with that. Okay.
In the words of Mr. Cronenberg, I would say that we are much more than an epicenter, being the focal point for much of the fetish and queer community. I would say that we are the subterranean axis for the community. Unlike most, we have a philosophy.
You have a what?
Unlike most, we have a philosophy.
Yes. Which
In the words of Mr. Cronenberg.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Long time, might be before your time, a movie called Videodrome.
Videodrome. I've heard of that with Debbie Harry.
Yes.
She's in it, isn't she?
Yes.
Is she the star of it?
Co-star. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And, there's a very important scene when they're trying to explain the strange S&M community dwelling well underneath the strange underground video place. Unlike you, it has a philosophy.
And say your name and say, I want Me TV. I want It's All About Me TV. Say your name. It's All About Me TV, starring you. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
This is J.E. Moyes of fetishartist.net, and Rodney.
Yeah, I want It's All About Me TV. That's okay.
I want It's All About Me TV.
Yes.
Is it working?
Yeah, one more time. Do it one more time, and and it's a lot to say. I know it's a mouthful. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
This is J. Moyes of fetishartist.net. Rodney, it's all about Me TV.
That's what I want.
That's what I want.
I want it. I want
all about it's. I should be better at this.
That's okay. I want you to almost show us your artwork.
Okay. Here, working the door.
Yeah.
This is work in progress. Fetish art boot. A little light on the subject there.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a boot there.
Yep.
Wow.
And I'm thinking of doing some. Normally, what I'll do is I'll do some stuff in the reflections, like a kinky S&M scene or a submissive in the background or something like that.
Right.
But for tonight, I'm just going with the flow, seeing what comes up.
I like it.
Going with a lot of hot rod themes on this. We've got the fins, we've got the tail lights.
Yes, because it brings out the red.
And I'm playing around with the idea of like the headlights and such here, but we'll see how it goes. Depends on what I'm in the mood for.
Interesting. Looks good.
Thank you.
Looks great.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Modest,
We're following you on Instagram.
Thank you. I didn't know. I don't know how to work it most of the time. We don't have all these like Russian people on me. You have it?
Yeah.
Oh, what's yours?
Fetish artist.
I will look. And I will follow it too. I had no idea. Yeah, I get a lot of people overseas, and I can never know the name. I was like, I don't even look. Fetish artist. That's it.
Introduce yourself first of all.
I'm Nicholas Berger.
Speak kind of loud.
I'm Nicholas Berger. I live in Orange County. I brought this to Rick's exhibit. These are the people I voted for.
Say that again.
These are the people I voted for in past elections. I voted for Obama. I voted for Ross Perot in '92. I voted for John F. Kennedy in 1960. I voted for Richard Nixon in 1968. I voted for Goldwater in 1974, was it? Somewhere in that time.
Okay.
This right here is the ticket that was given to me by the Cannery Workers Union. I registered voters here in LA, and I worked with the union at that time, and they gave me this ticket. It's an acceptance speech ticket to John F. Kennedy's acceptance. It's signed by Paul Butler, the then chairman of the Democratic Party. He's related to my oldest brother. The Butlers. The Butlers are. My brother married into their family.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's a little aside, if you will.
Yeah. Did you go to this?
No, I worked that night. I was working for the cannery that night, and I couldn't go. But Steve Edney, the vice president of the union, came by and gave me that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And this is, of course, Abraham Lincoln, and this is his campaign button. I didn't vote for Abraham Lincoln. It was before my time. Okay.
This a picture of Michelle Obama holding that handwritten sign. An immigrant is taking my job.
Oh no.
You know,
no, I didn't see it.
It's here.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Sham?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good one.
I'm not sure her holding the sign. Protest. First lady. First lady. And it does put the mirror up to him. On the other hand, an immigrant could be the first lady. Oh no. Okay. Not having the first lady. Something that we still are going to be seeing the
He wants $20,000 for that.
Write a check.
Yeah. I'll give him a check. Take a check. That's my hat there. Free tuition, fair wages, fair taxes, fair elections. It's Bernie's. I voted for Bernie in primary.
Yeah, me too.
Very disappointed when he didn't take Kelly. Great.
Hello.
she was at a meeting with Thompson Jefferson. I mean, they're already taking it.
I mean, it's a business partner, it's his daughter. He will abide by the rules you have a job. We'll abide by the rules.
They come here and at work. How money is
It's like, you thought for the art or something? Really? No, you thought of her art. Rush out to the too early. He had no more copies of that book that he was showing us that they did. Trying to get you to buy.
So Rick, would you consider this movement, now you're here in Hollywood, right?
I am in Hollywood.
Yes. Would you consider this gallery, its geographic location, whatever you may think, is it the underbelly or the epicenter? If either one of those, of Hollywood, of the world, is this the epicenter or the underbelly?
Well, Antebellum Gallery, which is now called Bellum as of Black Tuesday, November 8th, is dedicated...
Talk louder.
I have to start over?
No, louder. Louder.
Well, now I've changed the name from Antebellum Gallery to Bellum because antebellum is Latin for before war, ante before bellum war.
Okay.
So now that we're in the post-Trump election era, we are now at war, so is Bellum. And so I've changed the trajectory of the gallery. I used to always have it as a fetish erotic art gallery. It is now going to be a political salon, and I've dedicated myself in the gallery space to promote art that is, protesting against where this country is unfortunately going to be going after January 20th. And this is, like what my friend David just said, this is probably the very first, art exhibit dedicated to the resistance of Trump. It won't be the last, but this is the first, and we know there's going to be quite a few more that are going to be much more organized and better funded than me, but I take pride that I am the first. I mean, Black Tuesday was only November 8th, and this show opened today, December 3rd.
Right.
You looked at my hair?
I know. We looked at the photograph behind you. It's intriguing. We wanted you to keep talking, though. So this is the first gallery, so it's the epicenter then?
It is the epicenter.
Yeah.
It has to be all about local, it has to be all about grassroots, because we no longer have any kind of representation in the federal government, or I should say after January 20th, we have no representation in the federal government. So...
Do you think that could change? Do you think you're projecting, I know a lot of these projections aren't optimistic, to say the least. They're very pessimistic. Do you see any optimism whatsoever occurring?
I'm not being pessimistic, I'm being realistic, and I'm facing it head on, because that's what we have to do. If you have your head in the sand, you're going to be blindsided. But California is the 6th largest economy in the world, not just in the US, in the world. California has a larger economy than Italy. California has power, California is liberal, California is progressive. All ideas come out of California, San Francisco, Los Angeles. All movements come out of California, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Southern California. So it's really up to California to lead the resistance of the way that this country is going to be go, which is going to be very extreme right. I hate that term alt-right. That term alt-right is just almost like a very low-key way of saying white nationalism, and that's exactly what it is. It's white nationalism is for the first time ever going to be in the White House running this country, and if that isn't scare you, it should. If it doesn't scare you, you have your head in the sand, and you have to be aware of how things are going to change very, very drastically when you have no representation in the federal government whatsoever, and you have only white nationalists running this country. It's going to change drastically. So we have to do whatever we